Hi everyone, welcome to Dream and Be Reviews. I am your host J.E. and today we are reviewing Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F. Let's do it. So, first up I want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is my first one. I'm planning to do reviews on TV, film and anime. So hopefully watch this space. So let's jump into the review of Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F. Actually, hold on one second. So I have, where is it? So this is my little DVD collection. I'm hopefully gonna get it to grow later on. This is just a compilation of the first 3 that came out. Don't know if you can see that, just make sure in the camera, there we go. And hopefully I'll do a couple of reviews of it. So I bought this a long time ago, so hopefully it's worth its buck when I get to review it. So what is Beverly Hills Cop all about? The main character, played by Eddie Murphy, his name is Axel Foley and he's a detective from Detroit, and he gets a call from one of his friends who's also a detective based in Beverly Hills asking for help. And usually what happens always in the series, Foley goes down, causes a bit of a ruckus, but always ends up solving a nefarious plot brewing in the city. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Murphy. Sometimes when I say that I always feel like it's the wrong way to use it, but you know, usually they're dead, but I think with Eddie it's fine, because he's a legend. So first off, I want to say that it's nice to see Eddie back in this role. I'm a massive fan of his comedic work when it comes to his stand-up. And there's 2 stand-ups that come to mind, Delirious and Raw. And if you haven't seen it, hold on. If you haven't seen it, you know what? Pause this video right now, go and check it out, come back, I'm happy to wait for you. So it's so great to see Eddie back in the role, and I really love how the writers have decided to carry on from the last film. I believe it's been 30 years since Beverly Hills Cop 3. I can't really remember the plot, hence the review I need to do on it. But it was just nice to see Eddie taking back the role and reminding us of what this character has to bring. There's an opening montage of Eddie's character, Axel Foley, and this is in the beginning of the film. You see him doing his duties as a detective, just driving around basically, and he's known in the community. You get a sense that even with his friends and his foes, he's respected. It was just nice to see that kind of portrayed, that he's still a good cop doing his thing, getting up to nefarious little bits and still old school, which I thought was quite funny. And it was just nice to see Eddie back in the role and just doing what he needs to do. We get introduced to some new aspects of Eddie's life. He's got an estranged daughter, which is a really cool, and I feel, and I will talk about it later on, is basically the meat of the actual film. Let's talk about some of the new characters coming in. Is another man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kevin Bacon. I'm a big fan of Kevin Bacon. And so it was nice to see him in this film, and he plays a villain. One thing I will definitely say that the series, this is the Beverly Hills Cop series, likes to do is there's no real detective work when it comes to figuring out who is the bad guy. It's usually you figure out in the first couple of scenes, it's going to be him. He's the one. And like where you see Bacon playing a very, I wouldn't say curly, not comical kind of, oh, he's a villain. But you knew it straight away. He gets a couple of good one-liners. However, I do like that we get a bit more of why he becomes what he is. And he's also a really fun adversary for Foley as they move forward in the film. Some new blood, Axel Foley's estranged daughter, Jane Saunders. If you watch the film, you understand Saunders. Yeah, Taylor Page. And I have to admit, this is, I feel like, the heart and the meat of the film. I just wanted to say, I think it's the first time when it comes to a female co-lead that they're not a damsel in distress or the love interest, And it was just nice to know that Taylor was playing his daughter, and she really brought out such a strong character and was given such weight and sold me more the movie.
The defense's half-baked theory
and of course, we will be happy to disclose all relevant documents to the prosecution.
As the film progresses, you really find out why and how they might resolve the issue. So let's talk about the actual film. For me, this is talking about single parents, divorced parents, and just that whole dysfunction in the family dynamics. I just want to say first off, I really love the chemistry between Eddie Murphy and Taylor Page and how they brought the two characters to life. When you find out Foley had an estranged daughter, like, oh, okay. And the way when you find out why they're estranged, I just felt was really good. And it really just made it feel genuine. It didn't feel like, oh, one of those scenarios. They both sold that energy and the disconnect, the beef that was going on as a family unit. I would like to say that growing up watching the Beverly Hills Cop, I'm showing my age now, for me, Eddie's character, Foley, was considered like a hero, someone that is untouchable, someone that is a standard to aim for. Like, he's trying to do good, he goes after the bad cops and the bad people, you know what I mean? It's like a role model to follow. And so it was quite interesting to see one version of him and then realize in his family life or in his private life, it's not all as well. And it was just nice to see this journey happen in the film. And that's why I feel like the film really has a bit more heart and it feels a bit more genuine. It feels a bit more real. Like it could have happened. That could be anyone's family. So I really, really, really enjoyed that. Another thing I really thought was cool that they decided to cover was this running theme with law enforcement and corruption. And I really felt, when I talk about, we've seen it in film for centuries, corruption and law enforcement, and now we're seeing it even more in our daily lives politically and just in general, that there is definitely an erosion of, there's no trust anymore in law enforcement. And it was just nice in this to see a little bit of a different point of view, that it's not always black and white, and that there's usually a reason for why someone goes down the path. Now, hear me, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying it was nice to see why and people do what they do. I mean, definitely your circumstances, I believe anyway, can be the reason you become who you are. However, of course you can change them, but there's always usually a reason for it. And I just love I feel anyway, I love how the writers decided to explore that and expand on it. Let's talk about the actual, like, just overall, how the film feels. For me, this is a weird one. I feel like the film was okay. Now, that sounds like it was just normal standard, not really anything, really nothing to shout about. However, when you think about what the film had to do, it's a buddy cop set 30 years after the third one. So that's okay, and we've had so many buddy cop films by that time of all different genres. It needs to stay nostalgic and hopefully bring back the old audience like me and introduce itself again to a brand new audience. It also has to somehow bring this fresh take and fresh energy, and I feel like it does that, and that's why I'm saying it feels like it's okay, as in like it had so much work to do to get there, and I still enjoyed it and it was alright, you know what I mean? It wasn't a bad movie. And also in this one, you definitely feel like the characters have got a bit more range in regards to what's going on in their lives and giving them a bit more depth. It's not just another, you know, there's no substance. There's definitely something happening for every character, even for the villains. And you are kind of being introduced to some new concepts that maybe the characters haven't really had a chance to deal with in the new era that's happening for them if they were existing in our time. For me, there's a particular scene which I feel illustrates what I'm talking about. So Foley has to defend his daughter from a gunfight from some drug cartel members in the film. And basically, we've all seen classic gunfights out there. And there's some really nice shots in there that help to just build tension, and they're edited in a way to raise the awareness and to raise the stakes to the point where possibly they might actually die. And for me, it was just nice to see there was a desire to try and create that. They didn't have to, but there was a desire to do that. And I'm thinking of, what's the film I just saw recently? I saw Bad Boys 4, and I will definitely do a review about that. And in that, there was some amazing drone shots, like really mad. The drone would fly into the car and the engine and crazy shots like that. And then there was a couple of classic Michael Bay shots, classic Call of Duty kind of camera angles where you're shooting. And it was great and it was fun, and I fully enjoyed it. However, what Beverly Hills Cop 4 decided to do was to create the story behind the characters. So you did feel like, oh, you know what? This might be, I actually care about them. They might die. So it was just nice to see that kind of elevation and work done in such a short space of time to get me as the viewer to care, or the audience to care. And I really love that. I mean, overall for me, this film is a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of family drama, and a little bit of heart. And yeah, it was trying to do stuff that's been done, but in a new light and a new take, I would say. I mean, it's definitely not going to win an Oscar or maybe some Golden Globes, but it still felt good. So I have to be reminded that, and I did a little bit of fact checking on this, I believe this is the godfather of all body cop movies. I thought actually it was another 48 Hours, and Eddie Murphy stars in that, and Nick Nolte, he's in that as well. When I checked it out, I realised that Eddie plays a criminal who needs to be kept alive for 48 hours, and Nick Nolte is the cop that's trying to keep him alive for him to get to help be a witness in a case. And also Eddie's amazing in that. It was so funny just seeing it, and he's really quite young as well, but it was just great just to see in that. But this is the first film in the body cop genre that came out, because if you think about it, after this you've got Lethal Weapon, you've got Bad Boys, you've got Rush Hour, you've got Tango and Cash, all these great movies. But because of Beverly Hills, it was a genre that was launched for them. And so, like, for me, it's great to just see it back and just doing what hasn't been done. And it was just nice. It was a nice, refreshing take on it.
Disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace! I got thrown out of a window!
So, thank you so much for checking out my review. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you think. Have you seen Beverly Hills Cop 4? Have you seen any of the others as well? Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any films you think I should do and review. But other than that, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. And if you can dream, you can be. Peace.